to the big debate of the hour. Pakistan Field Marshal Asim Munir has now received a dare from Pakistani politicians. He has been asked to contest elections in Pakistan and let the people decide his fate at the ballot box. Maulana Fazlur Rahman has questioned Asim Munir on his handling of both Balochistan and Pakistan-occupied Kashmir's civil matters, calling out the Pakistan Army Chief for pushing his personal agenda and vendetta in destroying Pakistan, and Munir has been asked to remove his uniform and participate in elections. This comes after the Balochistan Liberation Army claimed to have killed 40 Pakistani soldiers, and Pakistan-occupied Kashmir has served a final ultimatum to Munir to vacate Pakistan-occupied Kashmir and run. With anger building against the Pakistani Field Marshal, what happens next in this turmoil in Pakistan? Joining me on the telecast is Ambassador Baswati Mukherjee. Let's hear it from you with regards to the precedent that has been set in Pakistan since the very beginning. 1958, Ayub Khan, that in a military coup took over, became president from army chief. 1977, Ziaul Haq took over Zulfikar Ali Bhutto's position as the president. 1999, Pervez Musharraf went on and arrested Nawaz Sharif and took over the leadership, the political leadership in Pakistan. Do you think anything has changed in the years that have passed by since all these military coups happened and the army chiefs became, the head of the military, but not just the head of the military, but head of the political system in the country, an autocracy that has been perpetuated as years have passed by?
Well, actually, there have been some changes, Megha, because as you know, Pakistan is deeply in debt. And one of the debt conditions that the IMF or World Bank imposes is that civilian rule has to follow, has to continue, even if it's a farce. So from the time of Zia, etc., what has happened is that you have puppet civilian governments who have no power. The actual power is exercised by the military chief, but from behind. Otherwise, they would have problem in transfer of those loans to Pakistan. Secondly, every military chief in Pakistan is very wary of taking off his uniform because his power flows from the uniform. He is the army chief. The entire Pakistani army is under him. He can do what he likes. He can get away with everything. When he takes off his uniform, naturally, Megha, there will be a new army chief. Even if that army chief is very cozy with the field marshal, people change when they step into powerful positions. He would not like to have his position hampered by taking off his uniform and standing for elections which he may not win because he doesn't have popular support in Pakistan. In many areas.
No, but what has happened in the past in Pakistan, these army chiefs have not had to fight the elections. They have just initiated military coups, taken over the government, not just continued to stay as army chiefs, and now in Munir's case, field marshal, but also become the president and the de facto prime minister of the country without popular support.
Yes, but that's no longer possible, Megha. If you look at the conditionalities that have been put on their loans, which are propping them up from IMF, World Bank, and other Western donors. That's why they prefer to do it this way, which is put a puppet in the chair as Prime Minister, pull the strings from behind, and continue to wear your uniform so that you have complete control over the Pakistani armed forces. That is the new trend which distinguishes the Pakistan of today from the Pakistan of yesterday. I very much doubt if Munir will take off his uniform. In any case, he has looked at every eventuality, including a coup against him, because his entire family, I'm told, including his wife, are permanent residents of the United States of America. They don't live in Pakistan at all. So I would be skeptical about him taking off his uniform. Why should he, when he's leading such a cozy, powerful life, shaking hands with Trump, running around pretending that he is the great mediator between great powers, etc. He is not going to take off his uniform. I'm sure of that. And if he does stand for elections, he won't win the election, as you rightly pointed out. So why should he take such a risk? Megha?
I also have with me Ahmed Musti Khan. He is a senior journalist from Balochistan. Ahmed, what is happening on the ground? There have been 114 deaths of civilians in Balochistan that have been reported in the month of July as well. There have also been dozens of security personnel of Pakistan that have also been killed in a number of attacks. At this point of time, questions being raised on Asim Munir's role in meddling in politics, in failing to restore peace in Balochistan for decades together, and overstepping his constitutional role. What's the sentiment of the people of Balochistan on the ground today?
Yes, thank you so much. Namaskar. Balochistan has slipped away from the clutches of the Pakistan military generals. From January to June, there were 369 military attacks, 884 Pakistan occupation soldiers were killed, and 248 were injured. As many as 277 sophisticated weapons were seized from the Pakistan military, and 71 strategic locations were brought under BLA control. This is as per the BLA statements. Even if it is half true, I think this is out of control for Pakistan. And the thing is, the person who has challenged Asim Munir to don a civilian clothing and come and contest election, he is a deep state person. Maulana Fazlur Rahman, he is one of the architects of the Afghan jihad. He was very, very much there. His party, they were very much instrumental in that. And they are kind of, you see, the ideological, so as to speak, guardians of the Islamic Republic of Pakistan. So the political undertones or whatever that is in Pakistan, that is controlled by these elements. One of the most important of them is Maulana Fazlur Rahman. So Pakistan Army, you see, I'm a little surprised myself. We Baloch people never wanted to become part of Pakistan, and we are fighting, and you can see our women folk are fighting today. But when it comes to Kashmir, they have launched a brutal crackdown on Kashmir. Just yesterday, 3 people were shot dead by direct firing. 65 people have so far been killed. The Kashmiris are now tired. On Saturday, there was a protest march here in Washington, D.C., and the Kashmiris were calling for independence. In London on July 4, a historic protest of the Kashmiris. 50,000 people took part in that protest, you see, in front of the Pakistan embassy. So Pakistan has lost Balochistan. Pakistan is losing Kashmir, and it is the doing of the military generals. I will please point out here, at this time while we are speaking here, 65 years ago, General Ayub Khan was in Washington, D.C. He had come here July 11, he stayed here until July 19, and if you look at the videotapes, you will be awestruck, like he was being feted as if he is the greatest leader in the world. So what I mean is all this is the doing of the CIA, of the American rulers here. But unfortunately, Pakistan tries to blame India for that. Yeah.
Major General Rajan Kochar, carrying forward this conversation, till the time Pakistan continues to stay a protectorate of America, these atrocities against the people of Balochistan against the people of occupied Kashmir, against the Pashtuns, and these attacks that are becoming more and more frequent against Afghanistan are going to be a pattern that is not going to be stopped.
Good evening, Megha, and good evening to my fellow panelists. See, we need to understand here, Pakistan today is surviving in the might of its deep state. And the deep state is the Pakistan military. And there is a history to it. If you go back to the campaigns in Afghanistan, where the US Army was operating for the last 20 years, the CENTCOM was in very close conjunction, operating with the Pakistan military or the Pakistan Army. And there has been a very close relationship between the US Army and the Pakistan Army. So we need to understand, because this background is important. And once you are operating on the same objective against the same enemy and you are operating together, you establish a kind of a bonding which the Pakistani generals have established over the years. And that is the reason they have the proximity to the eyes and ears in Washington. And even now, General Kurwila was there earlier, as the CENTCOM commander-in-chief. He was instrumental in bringing General Munir into the drawing room of Donald Trump. And we have seen those briefcases being brought in, and the rare earth elements are being showcased in this manner. And what the ambassador has said is also of a very great significance, because without American backing and the CIA backing, the financial stability of Pakistan would not have been achieved. And if I take you back to just a couple of years, 3 years to be precise, Imran Khan was toppled, or he was removed at the behest of the Americans. And it is, he has been put behind the bars there, and there is not a single a case which has been proved against him, and 100 FIRs were launched against him. His party was banned. The elections were rigged. So, coming to the main point here is, the Pakistan Army need not get into the political battle of Pakistan, because they control the political leaders. And they don't want to lose this control. Even the 27th Amendment, which we saw coming in when Pakistan General Munir was appointed as the CDF, and he had powers in excess to the Supreme Court also. Supreme Court cannot question the Pakistani military leadership today. So, what are we talking about? And being a military man, I can tell you, if I am appointed as the CDF, I have to relinquish my appointment as the Chief of the Army Staff. Why has General Munir not relinquished the appointment of the Chief of the Army Staff? He is holding two appointments at the same time, and they are in conflict to each other, because CDF is commander of the Air Force, the Navy, and the Army. So, why has he not appointed a chief? Because he is scared. He does not want to hand over power, because the real power in the army is with the Pakistan Army.
Yeah.
It is not with the Air Force or the Navy. So,
but then, it's, yes, absolutely. The subservience of the political leadership, the judiciary, the police, the security forces to the military establishment in Pakistan is mandatory for them to stay in power. But, the political leaders of their parties, whether it is Nawaz Sharif or it is Imran Khan, understand it really well. Every single time they have become too big for their shoes, they have been put behind bars, or they have been exiled, or they have been murdered. So, it is quite understood by Shahbaz Sharif that until and unless he continues to work under Asim Munir, his position will be protected, and he seems to be doing a good job of it right now, General Rajan Kochar.
No, absolutely. See, you see the body language. It's very important to observe body language because it brings out certain facts which would not otherwise actually bring out. When you see the body language of Shahbaz Sharif in front of General Munir, it is very much evident that who's in the control. And even Donald Trump recognizes this because whenever he talks or thanks Pakistan, he has to add General Munir into that game, which I'm head of state is being equated with the chief of a Pakistan army. It is only in Pakistan. We don't see it happening. And even Donald Trump, even if he has to talk about PM Modi, does he talk about the CDS or the chief of the Indian army? No, he doesn't. So there is the difference lies there. And Shahbaz Sharif also knows which side of the bread he has to butter. And if he does not do that, his days are going to be numbered. As a matter of fact, from independence till today, there is not a single Prime Minister of Pakistan who has completed his 5 years tenure. And I think Shahbaz Sharif is going to create this record, or he's going to break this record. Because I think, because in my own analysis, I feel the way he is going to complete his 5 years because the way he has been subservient to General Munir.
Yeah, all right, absolutely. That's the sorry state of affairs of Pakistan have continued to be so ever since the partition that happened, creation of Pakistan, and it is going to be the future of this rogue state in the coming years as well. I thank all of you for joining me on the telecast and sharing your views. On that note, I slip into a short break. Thanks for watching NewsX.